Hey peeps, it's Eagle here again, and since my last video ended in a bit of a disaster, I'm going to be trying to do this kill again. So basically we're going to try and kill Telos with a very basic setup, just to walk through how it's going to work, and especially if you don't have the best gear on you, it's definitely possible. So I'll just go through my setup. I've got a Slayer helmet, Dungeoneering cape, Skull cape, Dragon Rider amulet, Sun Spear, which is tier 78. I'll be using tier 70 power armor and an explorer's ring for this. I'll be using sharks for this. If you're worried about food, bring rocktails, or better. I've been using prayer potions and an overload, and you'd need some sort of a wand and a shield to help you block and heal off certain attacks. Now this is more of a walkthrough than a guide. If it sounds like I'm trying to ignore you, it's because I actually underestimated how hard it is to talk and do the kill at the same time, but I will explain things as best I can. If you've got auras or scrimshaws, they will help a lot, so use those if they'll help you out. But I'm just going to show you that it's definitely possible even if you don't have those items. So I'm going to set my overload and let's get started and see what happens. You want to use Protect from Melee for most of the fight because it primarily attacks with melee. And for the first special attack, it's going to do like a grip attack, so you have to deal 3000 damage to get out of a grip attack. So you want to build your adrenaline up because there's always that chance that you'll end up splashing like a wild water theme park, like this, and you want to make sure you have some backup adrenaline ready for some thresholds. And the next special attack, it's going to say kill and give you strength, and you have to escape or surge at the exact same tick, preferably into this beam as you can see here, because that beam actually gives you adrenaline. And I want to anticipate for its hold still invader attack, where it's going to slam to the ground and it's going to try and jump on you. And if you don't anticipate, you're going to be stunned, and it's going to jump on you and it's going to deal a lot of damage. So that beam should be coming up again, and you want to stand in it. That beam will charge up this blue bar here at the top, and if it reaches 100%, it will deal like 6000 damage, and it goes up within range, so you want to definitely make sure that you're not caught in it. It's now going to do its 3000 grip damage attack. I think I just now screwed myself over because now it's going to do this. It's now going to surge into me. I wasted my surge. So now it's about to go to 300,000 health, so it's going to go to the next phase. So since the last attack was Hold Still Invader, that means that the next special attack will be... I have no idea. The next special attack depends on what attack it used previously. I forgot what the next one is. I think it might be the Magical Onslaught, but... Oh no, it's this. Ah, yeah, of course. So in this second phase, there's this black beam which spawns, and that beam, as usual, will charge up this bar here at the top. And then that bar determines how long this magical onslaught will happen. And when it starts doing this onslaught attack, you want to use Protect from Magic. And the longer it goes on for, the more damage it will end up doing. So you want to make sure that the bar is, when it's doing its onslaught, that you're actually trying to minimize how far that bar is charged up. I'm not the best at using adrenaline. A lot of the time mine sits at 100% for a very long time because I'm trying to focus on doing the kill for most. Oh, now it's splashing like a wild water theme park again. Come on. Okay, so it's gonna do its onslaught attack, as you can see here, where it kind of spews out magic. You want to try and debilitate if you can to halve the damage, and then as it turns orange and red, like you said, now it's orange, and then next one's probably going to be red. Yep, red, it means it's very dangerous, so you want to make sure that you're well protected from that. Ideally, you don't want to stand in the beam. The ideal situation is when you're out of the beam and Telos is out of the beam as well, because it means no one's dealing less damage and no one's charging up their stupid little animal bars at the top. Okay, so now it's going to go to its magical onslaught thing. So again, while it's yellow like this, it's not particularly dangerous. It's only once it gets red that you have to start worrying. Get your hold still ready. The reason I'm changing to Soul Split is because if I leave it on Protect from Melee, I will only heal for half, because that's just the way it works. So I have to start getting ready for it to go to the next phase, and it better not do another grip attack before it ends. Good. Okay, so this whole phase, you want to use Protect from Magic, because it deals magic the whole phase. And this is probably the most dangerous phase, because if you, in a minute, there's this red beam that will appear, and that beam will start pushing this bar here at the top to the right, and if it reaches the area on the right, it will start dealing nukes of a couple of thousand damage. So you want to make sure that it does not get into that red zone. Hold still in beta. Done. Get rid of these anima golems. They're super evil and they will charge Telos's bar to the right, so you want to get rid of them at all costs. They seem a bit cute, but my goodness, if they're all up and going, they will screw you over. By the way, this phase is when you're most likely to panic, so just take it slowly. If you find that Telos is in the beam, just try and get it out of it as quickly as you can, but really, if you start panicking, you start clicking the wrong places. If it does end up going into... See, like now I'm starting to panic. If it does end up going into the red zone, make sure you use defensive abilities like Debilitate or Reflect. Oh no, I forgot to do this. I forgot the hold still invader attack. That's alright. See, it's very easy to forget which attack it is in the rotation when you're busy focusing on the other mechanics. So this is really something that is going to be a bit tricky and something you're going to have to get used to. And there you go, I missed that other attack as well, so really doing well in this phase. I think when you're doing this phase, just focus on this beam mechanic and killing the golems as a priority. If you have to take damage from special attacks, so be it, because they're not as harmful as when it ends up getting into the beam. And there you go, I failed it again. I've let it go into that beam again, and on my prayers run out. It's definitely going very well for me at the moment. Alright, finally, on to phase 4. So this is going to be the hardest phase, and this is probably when your food is going to run out. So, first things first, see these pure animal fonts? When it reaches 75,000, 50,000, and some other thousand, 25,000, it will start charging up these fonts. Oh, bugger. Totally missed that. So it's about to reach 75,000. And these golems start appearing, so you want to get rid of them. And you want to stand in the vicinity of the beam while it charges up its special attack, called the Anabomb Bomb. And then soon it says, oh no, it's already happened. Oh goodness, what am I doing? That's a new attack, by the way, that ball that you saw. It's called a weak Anima Bomb. I don't know what it's called. A ball that deals damage to you. Stay out of it. You can't stay out of it, unfortunately, because you're going to have to deal with that. So it's going to come up again. I want to debilitate that, and it's going to do half its damage. Okay. And then the next special attack, it's going to do its... what's it going to do? Hold still, Invader. Get your heals. Now, what I want to do... Oh, bugger. Alright, see this bar here at the top? It's actually going to... It's going to do its so much power attack. What that means is I'm about to be hit for 5,000 damage very shortly. Ideally, you would kind of phase it at the right place, but I'm kind of screwed here, so I'll just tank the 5,000 damage because I can't be bothered dealing with anything else. And then I failed that attack, sure, right. And now you can see why I said this phase is where you're going to finish all your food. Why did I detonate now? What is this? Okay, so Gillenor Give Me Strength is coming up, and my overload's run out. How did I not notice that? How long has it been since it run out? Oh, and now my prayers run out. Okay. Okay, now it's dealing... Okay. Let the anima consume you. I'm going to reflect that. And then it's about to spawn these annoying little golems. And this font is going to start draining you of your much loved health. And then, I don't know what the next special attack is. I'm losing track. Hold still, of course! The worst one! Okay, now it's going to do Gillenor Give Me Strength. And now it's just basically finishing this stupid little phase off. It's going to do its... what's it? Anima Consume, so I'm going to try and debilitate that. Take half the damage. Get into this font, otherwise you're going to bleed. Bleed your nuts off. Alright, and that's the kill done. If you're at 0%, there's no phase 5, thank goodness for that. And the kill is over. So let's find out what I got. Yeah, really as usual. So that's the guide. It's not a guide really. I don't know if you found this useful. I don't even know if what I'm talking about makes sense. So, but you know what? I'm just going to end this. I really don't know what I'm talking about right now. So I hope this helped. If it did, otherwise see you next time. Bye.